Dark. What do you have for us?
Let me adjust these picks because that for some reason um this series didn't have any good wide pictures. But yeah, I am covering Yamada-kun. Uh yeah, I'll just do the English. My love story with Yamada-kun at level 999. Um
Yeah,
and
look.
this, yeah, I mean, I could do the Japanese states. Yamada-kun to level 999, no
Yeah.
koi wo suru.
Yes. This is
Um,
what is it?
and
Madhouse? This is
yeah,
I
this is
forgot. This is the
Madhouse.
Madhouse series.
So
Fuck, you're.
this is a really good looking series. Very shiny, very polished. Um,
I think it would be pretty funny if it's like, yeah, Madhouse, but then they did a slice of life, so they went fuck it and made it ugly as sin.
yeah. But this is very it's very like shoujo style, obviously,
Yes.
as you can see. Everyone's hot. And yeah, so this is a story about our main character, Akane, and her boyfriend cheats on her with another girl he met in game, in an MMO, Forest of Savior. The only problem is that Akane also plays Forest of Savior to bond with her old boyfriend, and now she kind of just has a character on there and doesn't really know what to do with it. So she decides to log in thinking she was just gonna farm some mobs just to blow off some steam after getting dumped. And while she's doing that, she meets a really weird, aloof guy who tries to ask her to have the location to farm. And then she says no, and he says something about, or she tries to essentially offload trauma dump, if you will, on him, and he goes, not interested, and walks away. And then so then fast forward to during a meetup for the game where Akane wants to sort of dress up and show up there thinking that her ex was going to be there with his new girlfriend and to essentially make him jealous. Um, she hears Yamada or someone in the crowd repeat the same line to someone else talking to him. I'm not really interested. And then she looks over and she realizes it is the same Yamada from in game, who plays a very boring Afro elf character, with a very very neutral face. And it kind of goes from there. They get roped in because she wants to try to use him to make her boyfriend jealous. And then she kind of just drags him along for a lot of this. And they go out drinking, etc. And they sort of form a friend, it's not a friendship in the beginning, but then it kind of develops from there as to how they become friends slash how does Yamada develop feelings for her as the gamer shut-in that he is. Professional gamer, actually. Sponsored, even. Um, yeah. So, what was I gonna say?
Looking over
This is a
this
very,
is the sorry, looking over this, just a quick mention on the staff. This is at core the main Chihaya Furu slash card captor Sakura team from Madhouse, including the director, plus some veterans. Obviously, sound director is Aketaka Jin, prolific, sound director slash director. Plus, I think they brought in the screenwriter slash series composition person for Kaguya-sama. Kaguya. So, who did Kaguya-sama? Excuse me. So, pretty good lineup, honestly, in terms
yeah.
of the staff.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of nutty because yeah, director is the Chihaya Furu and fucking um Ore Monogatari director.
You can kind of see that sort of like the audio visuals kind of lighting up in a
Yeah, yeah,
similar
yeah.
way too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's definitely there, but it's kind of crazy because I hadn't really realized that before I was watching it, like before tonight, looking up everything, and it definitely does show. I think this series is definitely way more enjoyable than I thought it would be. It has um, very light and accessible sort of gamer trivia and like MMO trivia. But it doesn't really get super in your face with some of it.
Mm.
Um, there's usually like there seems to be like a post thing where it like kind of does get into it with like a little bit or something. Like at the end of I think episode 1, Akane is like um it's going through her like making her character for the game, and she was like, "Oh, I want my character to be a little cuter," and she's looking at it and she's like, "Oh wow, all these hairstyles, like all the really cute hairstyles are fucking like loot box gotcha fucking hairstyles, great." And then she's like, "Oh, okay, but they do have just like flat out, they have flat out hairstyles you can just buy too. All right, I'll buy like a pretty cute one just to make myself stand out a little bit." And then as soon as she like spawns in game, she realizes everyone had the same exact idea. And so pretty much everyone playing that like race looks exactly the same as her. Um and that, she's going to have to spend a little bit more if she wants that if she wants that uniqueness.
What's really
Can,
funny
can you
is
can you
like
relate, Dark? Is this FF14 all over again?
It's not FF14, but it is very much a
What
like,
what are the
you
little
know,
dudes called? They all look alike,
Lalafels?
but yeah, like I'm pretty sure everyone dresses their Lalafell the same, don't they?
No. No, Lalafels look pretty different.
I mean,
honestly,
The thing
clothing-wise,
the thing
what
about them is they are a chibier race, so it's like, like tops and stuff like not it doesn't really pop as much since everything has to be like the shape of the Lalafell essentially, like with their
what it kind of
proportions.
reminds me of is actually the Forest of Savior. What it probably is a reference to is an old Korean MMO called Tree of Savior, which is a
Yes,
bunch
I
of
was
are you
gonna say
calling that?
it
Hold
it
on, are you
very
calling Tree of
much.
Savior old?
Yeah, I
Excuse
was
me?
gonna say True Saviors is
tree.
not that old, bro.
Really? Keep. I have no idea about these times.
Just
Oh, it's 2016.
No,
yeah,
but
like
It's not
wasn't
that.
Tree of
I thought it
Savior
was
wasn't
like Maple
Tree of
Story a year
Savior
ago.
Tree of Savior is the
a
sequel to Ragnarok Online. That's
Yeah,
old.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
okay, okay.
that's what it was reminding me of, like a Ragnarok like type game.
Yeah,
yeah. I
I
mean,
thought
Um,
Tree
True
of Savior
Savior
was
is
like
like a
Maple
direct.
Story era. Yeah, okay.
No, no, bro, bro.
I sorry. I like these things are
We're not that. We're not
like
that old, all right.
yeah, because it's like because these days I like get mixed up 2018 games with like Dark Age of Camelot level shit because my memory is bad.
Now,
But
if you said Granado Espada, then I get you.
yeah, but Tree of Savior and like a lot of other Korean MMOs, for example, especially like the earlier ones, they have like a couple of looks. It's like this. For instance, if you at least in something like Maple Story, right? You have a couple of eyes that are like memes and like a couple of hairstyles that are clearly just like, shitty, right? Like buzz cuts or whatever it is, like military stuff like that, crew cuts and shit. And then you have a couple of stuff that like everybody flocks to. That's essentially how it works in
Yeah.
yeah,
MMOs. So it's similar to that, I think. Is
yeah. It is very much in that same vein. But yeah, I guess that does make sense though that Forest of Savior might be a direct reference
It
to
it
Tree of
abs
Savior.
100,000,000%.
yeah,
Just
it
because
was the
even like the
first thing I
way they
thought of when I
describe
saw it.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
the way they describe it too, in
Have you
game,
seen the
like
logo, by the way? If you see the
yeah,
logo in the
it's
post art that you look
yeah,
compared to Tree of Savior, it
Yeah,
is
like
like
it is a direct fucking reference. There's no
the
shot. It's not.
the the also what's kind of funny is that you know how a lot of times I complain about writers and stuff like that, like not doing research, right? Like if you're doing something like on cancer, or if you're doing something on mountain climbing, or if you're doing something on, this like random trivia on economics or politics or whatever it is, or math, like people oftentimes don't, like the writers and stuff like that, don't do that much research. so it kind of shows up as these like random holes in the episodes, right? But it's really funny, like when they get into topics, like for instance, the manga industry, like a manga about the manga industry, an anime about the anime industry, or an anime about Japanese games or MMOs or whatever it is. Like it's because the writers and like everybody involved have been playing that for years and so clearly know that like their games, right? It is their domain. You can see like the level of detail and like all of these like little things that they do they catch, like again just like the different costumes and like the like I have to get this like bridal dress but it's only in like the gacha or it's in this loot box. It's the level of detail that they catch in these compared to like some other random premise like economics or politics or whatever. It's really funny, like the gap between
Yeah.
them, where it's like for fishing it's like, oh yes, I catch big fish versus little fish. But then in this one, it's like they get like all these little nuances of like playing an MMO. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, there is a lot of there is some stuff like that, and again, I do enjoy it because it doesn't like essentially stop you and go, by the way, this is the gamer trivia now. Do you get it? This is what gamers do. Like they'll just have like a thing in game of Akane logging in and Yamada talking to their guild master and her just standing there and he's like, what's going on with like this guild? Like, why does our guild chest keep filling up with just fucking garbage? Like, who is doing this? And then, it turns into a bit that Akane didn't know that that gear was just trash and flooded the guild bank and was just taking up space and wasting space. Which is, that is very much a thing you can do in a lot of MMOs, let alone that. I've done it in WoW, where, you just start throwing all your garbage in the guild bank, and then people are like, can you just sell it and just put the gold in, please, instead?
You ever just casually drop 20 mil into the guild stone, and when someone's like, "Who dropped this all in?" You're like, "I don't know."
No, I make it a point to say when I donate. When I donate to the guild bank, I throw it in there and I go, yeah, that's what I did. So the next time I need gear, you better fucking craft it for free, buddy, okay? But yeah, so that's been fun. So there are only 2 episodes out right now, so I can't really tell exactly how far it's gonna go with a lot of this. The second episode ends with a meetup, and I can't tell if they're gonna go for a full subversion of expectations or not, or what sort of story they're gonna tell here. Because the guild master is a very bubbly, like emoji using person that Akane thinks is a girl, and they play a female avatar, obviously, and they text her like in character. But I don't know if they're gonna go for the full subversion and it's gonna be this like other nerdy guy she meets on the way there who's like super into the game, because he drops a line that is very similar to what she said. So it could be that, and then we're gonna get, which I suspect will probably be the case, because then we're probably gonna get the male playing a female character like type trivia going for a little bit.
Like Netojin no Susume kind of stuff. What are you?
Yeah. I mean, just in general, I think we're gonna get like the MMO trivia of like, this is a dude who only plays like female characters and like cutesy female characters online.
Let's
And maybe we'll get like an RP type thing too. Maybe. The jury is obviously still out because that is like for next episode, but it is kind of leaning that way.
let's open up a can of worms. Do you guys prefer to play male or female characters in MMOs?
I only play female characters in MMOs.
What's your reasoning?
Armor
Gay.
looks nicer on them.
That's a valid point. Near.
I mean, it usually depends, but like 9 times out of 10 in most MMOs, female characters just are better designed. Like, plus you also often have this shit. A lot of Korean MMOs where fucking classes and shit are like gender
Yeah.
locked, which is fucking retarded in my
I don't
opinion.
count that. It's like whatever. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I think for me it's a lot of, at least especially in FF14, after like, because like I played a male character in FF14 for a little bit this expansion when they released male Vieira, which I guess like is kind of cheating when I say that, but it's more so I guess for female characters in a lot of games you do wind up getting the best of both worlds just because of the sort of way both gender type armors work. Like in FF14, like you can rock the male sets on female characters and they look great when they make them like cross gender sets instead of just strictly male or female anymore. But for the other way around, not so much unless you're into that. Like it is very much like you start putting on the female armor as a male character and you are doing like drag. Like you have, or actually not even just drag, like, you know, you're putting on like dresses, but your fucking rippling muscles are showing through like at every fucking turn. And it's like not a neutral look anymore at all.
There was somebody who was playing, I think it was Lost Ark, I forget, and he was trying to put all like these different like customizations, and but he was playing this like muscular like male character, right? So he was putting like these like hair ribbons on his like he was putting like these hair ribbons and shit on his like character. He's like, wait a minute, like this this is shitty. What's
Yeah, it's like,
right
oh
now?
wait a minute, hold on now. All of my accessories I can buy suck.
Yeah.
So
I think
so that's kind of in my thing. Also proportions. And
those
asses,
are all
you know?
valid points, but like the one exception to that, where because I also play female characters because they generally have better looking sets. The one exception I have to that rule is Monster Hunter. I think Monster Hunter female outfits are horrid. Male armor looks way better in Monster Hunter than female.
It depends.
I think some of them are definitely
sets are really
cute,
nice, but
females do get shafted a lot in Monster Hunter, I feel.
Like the Kieran one, that's fine. I've seen the Kieran one. Like the famous Kieran one, that's fine.
Yeah, okay, Coomer.
But then like the others, they all kind of suck. They all make your character kind of fat looking. So like, all right, I'll just wear my male armor. Yeah, might as well just look like a cool armor dude. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because that's usually the thing.
Yeah, and I do think it would be cool to I do think that the show is setting us up for like that sort of like conversation happening, and I think that would be pretty fun. Aside from that, there is obviously the romantic development between Yamada, Akito, and Kinoshita.
Yeah. So how's that like? How's the overall romance plot, main plot? I won't call it a subplot, but the romance plot, as well as the balancing of like the trivia of like the MMO and like how they're playing it. How's that proportioned out, and how is the general character development pacing structure in terms of like how episodic is it? How is the overall kind of development throughout the episode?
So far, it's not very episodic. So far it has followed through in the first 2 episodes. I don't see that changing for 3, obviously because they have the meetup, which means I don't really feel like it's going to change much at all in that sense. I mean, I think it is going to have follow through.
It is a shoujo romance. It's not really going to be episodic.
It does not seem to be, since its focus is pretty split, and I think very well and very evenly. I do not think that we're gonna see like, like something resolve and then just have an episode that's like kind of a one-off that really doesn't do a whole lot and is just slice of life paired up with the MMO stuff. I very much do think that it is going to, keep trucking along, which is also good. I think that's really good for the pacing. As far as so far, like the actual how the romance is handled, I think it's handled pretty well. It is very shoujo, but it's not like it hasn't been like overly dramatic, and it hasn't been
Well, there aren't
too
very
like
that many sources of drama, right? Because it's like
well,
more.
yeah,
It's more of
the
like
source of drama is the breakup and how she like
yeah, yeah,
Akane is not really over her ex yet. At least for the first 2
Mhm.
episodes, she wasn't. She kind of
Oh,
like
okay, okay,
resolves
okay,
that
okay,
in
okay.
2. So
Okay.
there is a bit there's like a bit of drama with that. Obviously there's a bit of drama between her and Yamada just because Yamada is like very aloof, doesn't really
Yeah,
get involved with
exactly. Yeah,
romance, is
Yeah, everything
incredibly fucking autistic. Like he's just
everything I've
autistic.
heard about this series, by the way, is it moves at a snail's fucking pace.
Not surprising because it took
So
literally 2 episodes for her to get over her breakup
yeah.
and for Yamada to literally be like, "Hmm, I think I may like her or something." And I think this women thing might be okay.
Yeah, at
And
the end of
so
the day, it's
if like
still like a
that's the 2
will they
episodes,
won't
like,
they?
whew.
At
Well,
the
I
end
don't
of the day,
know.
it's still like a
I
will they won't they kind
it's
of like shoujo
from
series.
what
I feel
I've
like
heard,
it's going to
it's
be
not
like,
even a will they won't they. It is a straight up romance. Like they are just like macking on each other. Like,
yeah,
but the problem
it
is,
very much
it
seems like they
from what I've
will,
heard, it's so
but
fucking
you're not really gonna
slow.
do a lot.
Like it's like literally them just like staring at each other for like fucking chapters on end. Where it's like
Nice.
it's not even like a will they won't they. It's like when are they going to actually fucking do something in its story?
Yeah.
I turned off of this because I read the manga and it was slow, so I got turned off of it. Dark. Was this the story about? Was this grooming? Because I remember the dude.
What?
Was this series about grooming?
Is it just because he's younger
Yeah.
than her? I mean, he's younger than her
I've
by
heard
like a
I've heard
year. Like
I've heard.
he's a
Oh,
senior
he's
in
in high
high
school,
like
right?
he's final yeah, he's final year high school and I'm pretty sure she's first year of college. So like he's a year
Yeah.
younger than her.
That's
And
called
I'm not
grooming,
going to get
dog.
into problematic age
Allegory.
gap with a
It's
1
like
year fucking
I've heard people
difference.
say it's
Like,
grooming, and I'm like, no, it's
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
fairly sure.
Secret 1 year grooming.
I think it is literally, if I'm not mistaken, that like when can you drink in Japan? Is it 18?
14.
It's probably 18 or something like that.
No, it's 20.
Is it
It's
18?
20. It's because
Oh,
it's
it's
21
20.
here, then
Okay.
it's -1.
Oh, okay. So maybe she's 2 years older than him then, right? Because she can drink and he can't.
wow, that's twice as bad.
Yes.
Yeah. So
What's that?
she's 2 years older than him, which means the problematic age gap is fucking double.
She is
So
literally a predator.
yeah. So basically, this is a story about grooming and rape, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
So
sorry
never mind.
guys.
Gaslight girl boss. So
Did they really sleep in the same bed together and not do anything? I don't believe it.
they didn't sleep in the same bed together, actually, was kind of the thing. He kind of just like put her there and then gamed all night.
Hell yeah. See that?
It's like
That's a
that
real dick to
you
check.
know that like TikTok meme or whatever where it's like the girl like closes the laptop in front of the dude. It's like that but in reverse. It's like yeah, the girl and then she but then you open the laptop instead or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like that. But
Yeah, the
okay.
but yeah, I think at least right now, like slow or not, it is definitely it's definitely been an enjoyable watch. If you want to just sort of even from like a guilty pleasure standpoint of just be like, yeah, I'm in the mood for a fucking like not serious like shoujo romance, that I know like isn't gonna like pop off with fucking like crazy drama. That's just like, yeah, my fucking my like stepmother is back after killing my father or something. Like you're gonna be good. Like
Yeah,
you're
but
gonna be
My
good
you
to
you
go.
also have to
old
keep in mind the series probably isn't going to pop off with development either. So
Yeah, no,
my
exactly. So it's like you're kind of just watching this for like interaction and like, you know, you think if the audio visuals and the bits are cute enough, like that
Mhm.
I think would be fine, which I think is
Hold
fine for
on.
like
What was
some
the
series.
what was the
Huh?
meme? What was the meme? My stepmother had sex with my stepbrother, so my dad drowned himself in the pool, and now I'm traumatized of water. What was that?
I have not heard that. But I
Isn't that
believe you
Metal
that
Gear
that's a
Solid 2?
title. What?
Wasn't that Metal Gear Solid 2 with Emma?
Dude, I have
You
no
don't
idea.
remember?
You're asking the wrong guy because I also haven't played
Here,
Metal Gear
help me out
Solid
here.
2 in like
I'm not going
fucking
crazy,
I'm
right?
sorry, what the fuck
20
did you
years.
just say?
Don't you remember when? Don't you remember with Emma when Hal had sex with like their stepmother, and then Huey saw it and drowned himself in the pool, and that's why Emma's scared of water?
I mean, didn't Emma also like almost drown or something? I'm pretty sure that was part
I
of her
think so,
backstory too.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not going crazy, right? That was the plot.
yeah, I mean, Otacon did do that. That is
Oh yeah, Otacon.
part of their family drama. But I mean, Huey was also a fucking loser before then.
Huey was cool before MGS5, and then
I
everyone hated him.
I don't think that's true, but
You didn't
sure.
like him in Peace Walker? I did. I thought he was cool.
I mean, I mean, in Peace Walker, he's just Otacon. He's
Oh, yeah.
literally Otacon.
And then 5 came out, and I was like, oh, never mind.
I mean, the thing is, like, the fact that you know, I mean, I'm not gonna talk, but the fact that like Huey's first like even like name drop is him getting cucked and committing suicide in like a kiddie pool, like he's
We
not
didn't
really
even know his name until like
yeah, like he's not really cool. Like
But what is it? But the lizard brain and the freaking what is it? Hatsune Miku voice program.
yeah, I mean that
Very
shit's
cool.
not true. Also, by the way, Kojima's a fucking hack for that too. But either way,
Anyways, going back to Yamada-kun.
Yeah, this
Any
series does not have that. So
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a
okay. Just
plus
making
in
sure.
my book. You know, especially again, I think this is definitely more so of a like kind of like guilty pleasure watch, you know? Like you could just pop it on and then kind of go. Like to me, like I wasn't really like to me like I was engaged enough to not be like bored. Especially once I gave it a full chance and once I gave it episode 2, I was it episode 2 and 3? I definitely liked it a little bit more. And it grew on me a wee bit more. So yeah, I think if you're just looking for like a pretty relaxed watch, this is pretty all right. And again, it does have very solid audio visuals. I thought the sort of transitions with the more cartoony stuff are really cute and really nice. So I think that's been good too. I think it's had some pretty decent comedy. And yeah.
But is it better than
No. I know where you're
Is it
going
better
with
than-
it. It's not better than Netuju. Like
Oh, not that one. Oh, what was the other one? There was another one where the dude's wife was was this person in his class.
what are you talking about, the one that like so you thought that there were like no girls online or whatever?
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen that, so I don't know. Probably. I mean,
Alright.
for me probably it's better because I was never really interested in that series. And like this
That
one
series
I'm,
is kind of just like it's very. How do I say this? Like 50% of the reason what half the reason why you watch Netsuke no Yome is because of Hisashi, because Hisashi drew it, and the other half is because it hands it up. That is like the only two reasons why you watch that series. To be honest.
yeah, to me that series seemed like a
Macarena?
lot. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's
Sorry,
just ecchi. Like,
Don't you like Hidaka Arena
Yeah.
and Ichi Michi Mao? I do.
That has nothing. That is not that much to do with why I watch or
he hates Ichimichimao.
Wow,
Yeah.
he hates VAs.
I hate gravure models, but yeah. Anyways, any last words on the series, Dark?
Nah, I think it's fun. I think it's good.
Okay, pretty good.